What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and we're actually gonna do the power rankings today. Okay, so this is gonna be based solely on week number 1, and some of them are gonna like get adjusted just because of their performance in week number 1. So like the preseason ranking was pretty much my tier list, and then the in-season ranking is gonna be based off what I see or their performance solely. All right, the only thing I'm looking at is week number 1. So I'll try to like as much as possible try to take away the ESL performance and stuff like that and their previous tournament performance like M6. So looking at the power rankings so far, let's start with in the middle just to make it more exciting, and we're not gonna do from 1 to 8. Okay, so or maybe we could do bottom. We could do bottom first. All right, so for number 8 we'll do, I don't know, AP Bren. I think AP Bren, for me, they just need experience right now and confidence on stage. Draft was a little bit of a problem as well because I saw them drafting like Moskov, Joy, and CC at the same team, on the same team. That's three that's three split pushers. What are you gonna do on the team fight, right? So like draft is a little bit of a problem with AP Bren, and confidence. I think they don't have the poise yet, and I would say they're being in Tagalog naaaurahan so far from what I see at least. They're kind of playing scared. I mean, only I think only James Fox was trying to make plays that he usually does in his MDL matches, and yeah, his teammates needs to step. I mean, all of them need to step up in general, in my opinion. But yeah, they're number 8 right now in my power rankings. They need more experience and they need to gain confidence just by playing and getting these losses. It's gonna start like that. It's gonna be like that. It's what I expect to happen, right? It's an MDL team going into an MPL tournament, so it's a lot different, man. So it's a different monster. So yeah, number 7 we got Twisted Minds. All right, Twisted Minds, Sensui. Like I told you guys, Sensui Rome. I don't even know what they're I don't know what they're thinking about. I don't know how they got to that conclusion to put Sensui Rome when he was a previous jungle. Why are they not playing Escalera? Do they have internal problems? I don't know. Was he underperforming on Scrim? I don't know. I mean, that's the only reason I could think of as to why Sensui is roaming right now. There's no other reason, right? Or maybe Escalera's problems with contract. I don't know. I mean, he wouldn't be in the roster if there was problems with contract. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are you playing Sensui Rome when you have Escalera there, who could literally roam, who's played Rome in like his previous seasons in the MPL? So it just doesn't make sense for me. So anyways, other than that, like in terms of macro, definitely still needs some work. Drafting needs some work as well a little bit. I would say it's not as bad as AP Brand, but yeah, they're number 7. Number 6, Smart Omega. Smart Omega, they look kind of lost out there as well. Specifically, Lewis. All right, Lewis. Like I told you guys, Ryota is a better XP lane. If they want more pressure at the Lord or Turtle fights, they need Ryota there. Because Lewis, I think, like kind of like AP Brand, came from mostly MDL, right? So naaaurahan. Yeah. So basically, kind of needs more confidence in his heroes. I think more aggressiveness and more poised, I guess, for Lewis. But in terms of macro, their draft is good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was looking at their draft and they have a good draft. Really, really good draft actually. And you might even say to a point that they outdrafted the enemy team. But the execution still needs to be there. The draft was good. The execution is not there, in my opinion, right? And Falcons made them look like an amateur team. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, it's Falcons, but still, like, it was such a one-sided game that nothing happened. It was just all out macro, pretty much. There wasn't a lot of team fights happening. All I see is Andoryu trying to cut waves and trying to prolong the game. That's all I saw that series. So yeah, basically they're number 6, right, in my opinion. Now for TNC, they're gonna move up a little bit. You could argue that TNC is gonna be 5 or 4, in my opinion, based on week 1. All right, based on week 1. If we're gonna be like objective about it and just look at week number 1, I could even say TNC is number 4, based on what they showed. They went head to head with ONIC, right? But Twisted Minds wasn't really a big problem. So I guess for now, I mean they still got 0-2 nevertheless, but they did go head to head on that second game, which was pretty close, and they got it was only a comeback from ONIC. I think I'll still put them at 5 for now. For now. I'm still not convinced quite yet. I mean, just a little bit more, and I'm convinced that I could put them ahead of Falcons right now. Um, I mean, it was Twisted Minds they were up against, so no offense, but like, they should win if you know what I mean. Because they're playing Sensu's Rome, and we even I'm seeing TikToks with Gatot ulting for no reason. He probably failed to cancel it at the last second, and that's why he ulted it like out of nowhere in the river. If you've seen the TikTok, but anyways, number 4 Falcons. Yeah, Falcons. I put them on my tier list as contenders, but I think right now they have a little bit of lack of understanding with the drafting, in my opinion, like the way their pattern would go. Their macro is still there. Don't get me wrong, their macro is still definitely there, but in terms of knowing the order or the pattern for their draft, especially with their signature heroes like Selena and stuff like that, I think they need to familiarize themselves more with that for Falcons, I think. Other than the draft, I mean, in terms of macro, they know what they're doing. Ogoin is still playing pretty good. I would say the only one that's kind of, I wouldn't even say like underperforming, but he's playing a little bit weaker than he used to, is Few. Maybe he's been busy with his stuff, so Few with his positioning, probably just a little bit positioning. Sometimes he seems to be in a place where he's not supposed to be. Hopefully that makes sense. So mainly positioning for Few, but in terms of decision making, usually they're pretty good with it. So yeah, they're gonna go number 4. For number 3, we're gonna have they're 2-0. Alright, they're 2-0, but I'm gonna make it's kind of unjustifiable if I put ONIC number 3 right away just because they're 1-1, just because they lost one series, right? So ONIC used to be number 1, but we'll talk about that later. Number 3, I think is gonna be Team Liquid. They're looking good right now. They might even be contenders in my opinion. OHEB is fitting really well, and like I said on my tier list video, OHEB might fit, right? And we're seeing it now. OHEB fits really well with JP because of the fact that JP is more of like a protective type of roamer instead of an aggressive type of roamer. Like if you compare it to Yaoi, right? Yaoi Benny, aggressive. JP OHEB, passive, but more on team fight. Like it's like controlled aggressiveness. You know what I mean? Controlled, I wouldn't say it's like too passive where they don't do any plays at all. It's just like they like to go on team fights together rather than making risky, flashy plays. Like Yaoi Benny. So that's why OHEB is fitting really well in Team Liquid. And yeah, that's why they're going to get number 3. And in terms of macro, they're actually doing really, really well as well. The draft looking really good as well. Coach RC's looking to fit right in. I don't know who's drafting for that. Probably RC. Because I don't think TikTok even comes up into the stage anymore. I think it was just one coach and then the rest of the player helps. For the next one, alright, just because of week number 1, alright, let's just say it's justifiable now, for now, that ONIC is number 2, alright? So since they lost against Aurora. Aurora played really well. There are a lot, some holes. Alright, please don't clip me again since I said holes. There are some tweaks that they need to do in the draft. I think specifically in that first game against Aurora where they put Super Friends in the Matilda. I don't know if they were experimenting or if they wanted to try something out. But yeah, that was really huge because Aurora got momentum off that. But they were also getting, if you watch my previous videos, they were doing a lot of unnecessary team fights as well. So in terms of macro, they're kind of lacking right now. I think they're just getting in the groove. So yeah, they're gonna get number 2 for now for ONIC. Now for Aurora, they get number 1 based off week number 1. Now I know I had a lot of doubts with Aurora, but again, we're judging based off their performance in week number 1. Like I said, I don't know how this consistency, hopefully their consistency will stay as is. Because if they play like this throughout the whole season, they should be easily top 1 or 2. Easily top 1 or 2. If they play like this whole season. But then again, like a lot of critics, or even me, I'm a critic technically because I'm analyzing games and stuff like that, are saying that Aurora is an inconsistent team, right? Like they could be beating this really, really good team one day and they could be losing to this really, really bad team the next day. So how far can their consistency go is the question, right? So it's a question of consistency at this point. So hopefully they could ride this momentum. And it's really, really important to get these first wins on their first few matches. Because I've had many MPL seasons where we lose the first match and like the vibe is just different. You know, it's not the same as winning like at least one match on the first week. So yeah, hopefully they ride the momentum, especially they're 2-0 right now, and they play teams that are pretty good. Who did they play the first game? They played Twisted Minds, okay, which is quite easy, but beating the world champs, right, is a big statement. So hopefully they ride the momentum and they stay top 1. So yeah, this is my power rankings for MPLPH. This is week after week number 1, by the way, after week number 1, based off week number 1. But yeah, this will still change throughout the season, I believe. But we'll see. I think TNC might come up. Like I'm predicting TNC might come up a little bit. Smart, Omega, I don't know. They might stay. But that's about it. Team Liquid might come up as well. Might. We'll see. We'll see in the next few games. Alright, next few weeks. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know your power rankings down below in the comment section if you have your own power rankings. And yeah, subscribe, like the video before you leave. Hey guys, see ya.